Greetings, everyone. I just wanted you guys to see that we had have a seat. We had your candles going. I want to apologize because we were trying to go live and we're having technical difficulties with Patreon. This is, as you notice, have been an ongoing issue for us where it stops, it freezes, and if they cannot resolve it, I'll have to change platforms. But let's deal with it one day at a time. One issue at a time, I might say. Today is the harvest. Yesterday was the harvest full moon, and we were excited and we were enjoying the moon, how beautiful she was. At one point, I think that she was a bloodshot red. She turned a yellow tinge, a yellow reddish tinge, and when we finally saw her, she was going back into her natural state. Very beautiful moment. A lot of mysteries in Mother Moon. High energy, as some of you guys may have felt that energy. May have been a little tired or feeling bombarded, maybe emotional. No matter what it is, we'd like to say thank you to Mama. Okay? We're going to talk about exactly what the harvest full moon is all about. And then we're gonna, as you see, your candles are going really beautiful. We didn't get any petitions, but as always, I know that there is not enough wisdom and wealth one person cannot receive. So we are always careful to ask Source for wisdom for all of you. For if you obtain wisdom, you obtain treasures. And so that's just something I believe within my heart. A lot of people are praying for wealth, but if you get the wealth having not wisdom, you will self-destruct or would not know what to do with it. And so we have to be very mindful that our wealth is not just for us, but it's for a special cause. We are physical human distribution centers, and we want to make sure that we are giving our goods to those that Source has entrusted in our care. We don't want to waste our goods on someone that's not in the perfect plan or in the alignment or the flow of Source energy for you. And I hope some of you caught that. We have to be very mindful considering who we are giving our goods to. Okay? Alrighty, so what I'll do tonight, I'll be doing a 3-card reading. Courtney will be doing a 3-card reading. We just want to give you guys something to think about. Please feel free to reach out to me if the message resonates with you. If it doesn't, it's okay. I do believe at some point in time, or maybe a past, present, or future, you will say, yeah, I am in total agreement and it does resonate. I don't believe that the message could skip any of us. Source is very on time. Source is all knowing. Source is everywhere. And again, we honor Source. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and talk a little bit about the harvest moon. I'm going to let Courtney talk with you guys, and then we'll come back and we'll do the reading. And then I'd like to talk with you guys about a few ways to raise your vibrations. For some of you, I'm watching some of the posts that's going up on Facebook. A lot of you guys are saying you're depressed, you're emotional, you got a few situations going on. But guys, when the thought come to mind, do not activate the thought with an emotion. Immediately counteract the thought with something positive. As a matter of fact, a few things positive. And so we want to talk about that, because what we don't want to do is waddle in the mindset of today is not a good day. I'm so emotional. I don't know what I'm going to do. Or having a pity party. Or I know you may feel like you want to lay in bed all day or you want to cry all day, but you got to find 101 things to be excited and happy about. Okay? For number one, I don't think nobody had to wake up this rising, and none of us anyways, find out a loved one had passed on. So that's a plus. And we are amongst the land of the living. We made the cut. We are definitely among the living, and we are healthy. And for those of you that are declaring health, guess what? Someone is always worse off than you. So I do believe that we can change our mindset. Okay, it's all right to release the frustration in a very productive way, but make sure that you can, after releasing, you can fall back in a place of positivity moving forward. Don't address it. I just would not. I wouldn't put it into the atmosphere. Remember, words have vibrations, and if you're not careful, you're going to speak and create a whole brick wall that you're going to have hell trying to tear down. So your mouth can either bless you or curse you. Just because you stepped out of religion does not mean that this doesn't apply to you. It's still sacred transcript and it's real. Facts. All right, you ready?
Okay, so mainly the harvest moon talks about abundance, but not just that, because you're trying, every full moon is about releasing something. So, because the moon has built up to its fullest capacity, so it's time to let something go. But this moon marks the fall equinox, so it marks before we actually enter into fall. So this is very important because a lot of people are saying this moon holds a lot of weight because it's bringing back at least 9 months worth, they say, of stuff that's been in the past that you probably thought you finished off or you were done with or completed, but that stuff is coming back as a karma. So 9 months of karma pretty much is coming back now. I'll give you a little bit more of what they're saying. So the reason why they call it a harvest moon is because they say that the moonlight is really bright early than it is in the than it is in the evening, because in the evening time, like at night, the moon is normally white, and it says it's a traditional aid to farmers and crews harvesting their summer grown crops, which is why they call it the harvest moon. So, this is the last harvest moon we'll have until 2049. So that's another reason why it carries a lot of energy and why it's a good time to manifest, because we're not going to have another one until 2049. Let me see what else they got here. Let's see. I'm trying to give y'all that kind of information. It's like the same. Let me see. Okay. They said that the harvest moon arrived to extend the hours that harvesting could be done. So so basically the moon was like, okay, go ahead and get all to the farmers and people that got crops and things like that. Go ahead and get all of like your summer things out. Go ahead and take those away, because now I'm coming to bring in the crops for the autumn, and you can take it as an energy thing. So go ahead and get rid of what you completed. Don't focus on what happened in the past, but go on and move on, because now this is about to be a new phase. So whatever you want from today moving forward to carry you on through the years, then that's what you need to put into your petitions and things of that nature. I know a lot of natives celebrate this moon, and celebrate, natives, which is who we are big on nature. So that's really a big part of why everything is like it is. And what makes this full moon different is because it carries so much energy. It's changing a whole entire season. Now that's powerful by itself. We finna go from hot to cold. I know it's gonna take some time for us out here in Atlanta, because it go back and forth, but the season is getting ready to change. Things are getting ready to change. A lot of people talking about the 21st. Is it 21st or the 23rd? They keep talking, bringing that date up, and I mean, it is a lot going on. It's a lot of heavy stuff going on because we got, the people that's in office and all of that. It's just a lot of stuff that was tied up. Everything is being brought. Noticing a lot that some people are getting these messages that are off. So you might be hearing strange things. Like, for instance, I heard people say that Jesus is coming back. I mean, we know that's not going to happen. Nobody's coming to save us. But for them to get that message shows you that something is going to happen very big. I mean, it's going to affect a lot of people, and it may affect us, but it's definitely not Jesus coming back. I think that this year itself is carrying a lot of energy since it is number 9, and 9 plus 1 is 10. So that's another big beginning. I know yesterday we were my brother had called my mom, and he had told her that he saw the moon when it was red, bloodshot red. So that scared a lot of people because they got it in the Bible stating that the moon turned red when it's the end of the world, which we know there is no end of this, but it'd be an end of your life, but not this. And so we rode around to go find it, and we had to come out the neighborhood to go find it, and all of a sudden it started to pop up right after we got out the complex, drove up street a little bit, there it was. So she knew we was looking for her, because we didn't see her, not where we were, we couldn't see her, so we had to drive out. I know they've been doing chemtrails at night now, so a lot of people talking about that too. They're going to do everything they can to try to cut the energy off. They're always going to do that. But that's not important. We got to focus on something different. Let me see if it's something else I'm missing.
One of the things I wanted to say to you guys, when we talk about harvest, it's actually talking about your return on whatever you've invested. So if you're a person that has created havoc the last year, and you feel that things have pretty much calmed down in your world, just want you to know that it's a harvest season now. And in this season that we're fastly approaching, you will reap what you've planted. So if a farmer goes outside and plants tomatoes or corn, his return will be corn and tomato. And he will get a heaping of the corn and tomato. You're not going to plant a tomato and get a watermelon. So for those of you that may have been very generous in the past, very kind-hearted, long-suffering, or those of you that have been combative, rendering evil for evil, getting on very petty levels, this is the season that you get these things in return. And it's not about being fair, it's about being in order. It's about being in order. So this is the natural state of Mother, of the universe, and of Source. And this is the season where it all counts. It counts when you're doing what you're doing. That's why you need to be very wise about your actions and your choices. It just boils down to this. And karma is not something that people should be fearful of, because again, it's a choice that you make when you're steamed up, and it's a choice that you make when you're level-headed. It's all about choices. So karma can only render you what you put out. So the responsibility falls right back on you. Don't be looking cockeyed, talking about karma, or feeling fearful, or what do I need to do to get this off me, to get that off me. Yeah, there are things that you can do to kind of deal with that situation. But I'm feeling like for some of you, Source want us to grow. And now it's time that we deal with what we see in ourselves that we do not like. So just begin to deal with that. It's uncomfortable because, yeah, it's just shadow side. It's something that you always hid. It's something that you never want to deal with. That's what shadow work is. A shadow. When people talk about, shadow work or your shadow side or your shadow self, it's the part of you that you don't want to deal with. You don't want to bring to the forefront. You don't want to expose unless you have to. You hear people saying, oh, I don't like to get like that, but I can go from 0 to 100 real quick. Those are shadow. That's a shadow self. That's a shadow, exposure. So this is something that we must deal with, and that's why we're provoked in those areas. Not so that we could be tested or the universe is serving me. The universe is giving you what you give the universe. That's what happens. You're serving the universe. And in return, the universe is giving you that back. So it's the law of attraction. You guys must take the time. We got to be accountable. We got to be accountable, and we got to be responsible for our choices. And there's no need in tucking your tail, running, hiding, and being in an uproar. We all feel it. And this is a time that we must now go the extra measure, because it feels like things are closing up on us, and it seems like things are trying to attack us in areas that have not struggled in a long time. But when it happens that way, don't get the depression, or I'm in a funky mood, or I just need time alone. No, do the total opposite. Your subconscious is programmed. Every time you're in a in an uncomfortable place, is what I'm trying to say. You in turn want to, go and hide or get depressed or declare you're having a triggered moment, or, feel like, you need your time to yourself. I believe it. I get that. Everybody does. But every time you can't have your way, or things are piling up on you, you want to do this. That's a program that you've been downloading forever, and it's in your subconscious, and it's time to deprogram that program. It's not cute. It's not going to cause you to elevate. It's definitely not going to place you in a level of ascension. So you need to get rid of it, is what I'm saying, because it's not fair to anybody, those around you. Just because you're having a pity party, guess what? We all have to go through something. But being a healer, I can tell you this, not just a healer, but a mother and a business owner, a daughter, a sister, a auntie, a cousin, you just can't turn off. You got to take those days, and you got to suck them up, and you got to say, you know what? It doesn't feel good. I'm going to say what I have to say in a way of moderation, and I'm going to leave it the hell alone, put my big girl panties on, and just go ahead and cleanse myself, become a healer, be a great mom, because nobody needs to feel the wrath that you're feeling, or the sorrow, pain, or whatever. It's like the world shuts down for you. Who really does that? I mean, I just think that it's time for us to really grow up and understand that this will always be. This is the natural state and order of the universe, of source. Whoever said that there was this distinguishment between good and bad? Source just knows that, hey, if you put delightful, pleasurable things into the universe, I'm going to give you delightful, pleasurable things back. And even when something comes your way that may not be what you want, and you continually give the nice, beautiful positivity into the universe, that thing that came to throw you off your feet is not getting the attention it needs, or it's not getting the attention to grows, it dissipates. So you got to kind of see where I'm going with this. No, I'm not being insensitive. I do understand that we all have our moments, but we have to heal the world, y'all. And in the moment of you having a moment, somebody could cut their wrist, Somebody could be doing some crazy stuff. I mean, so many things can happen. So, with that being said, learn how to master your emotions. How do you do it? Let's talk about how to elevate a little bit higher than what we've been elevating. Now, I'd like to share this with you, and then we're going to go ahead and do our readings. But it's very basic. And so, this person says tips on raising your energy. You got to get active. When you're active in life, energy automatically comes to you. That means that you're in the flow of the universe. When you get out and you're walking, you're admiring nature, you're involving yourself. You're not just sitting at home having a pity party. Woe is me. I think I'm just in a bad mood and I'm just going to. No. You want to raise your vibration. See that right there? When you're in that kind of funk, guess what? You're going to attract the funk. And the next thing you know, it's going to be 15 of y'all on that level. And you'll be the corporate. Especially those of you that are empaths. Okay? The next thing, get support. Join some type of class, some type of sisterhood group or something where people are very positive and these people make you accountable. Like for most of my clients, if you come in my inbox and you tell me, oh, I ain't got no money, I'm broke, I'm tired of this, I'm going to automatically tell you you're cursing yourself. First thing I'm going to tell you is listen to your words. Your words are either blessing you or cursing you. And from what this sentence tells me is that you don't care nothing about your situation and about your situation going any deeper than what it is. Okay? The next thing is to start exercising. You could be very spiritual. Your soul is very old, been here before, knows what to do, but trying to get you to remember is hell. So the mind is one thing. So once you work on your intelligence or work on the intellect and the conflict you're having with this whole thing, and once you begin to remember you're who you were in spirit, all that's fine and dandy. You could be very spiritual, but if your body is not in alignment, then guess what? Source energy cannot flow freely through you. That's conflict. Again, it's conflict. So what you want to do is you want to start something very basic. As I mentioned earlier, get active, get your wheels in motion, get your body in motion, stretch your chakras, join a yoga class, or join a simple meditation class, which can really induce yoga, induce exercising, and or qigong. Do something of that nature, but the body has to become in alignment with the mind and the soul. Otherwise, I'm telling you, it's conflict and it's resistance. All right? And the other thing, train your nervous system through yoga and breath work. So whenever you're getting your panties in a wad, or you're in a funk, or you're feeling depressed, guess what? Begin to do the breath. Breathing is very important. Breath is wealth. Okay? Direct your thoughts. So when it says, oh, you're depressed, you're sad, why the heck did this happen? It always happened to me. You turn around and say, yeah, it used to always happen to me, but today I'm going to reverse this shit. I'm going to do something different. I've been doing that, but I'm going to do this today. And hell no, I don't want to. I don't feel good. But let me get up. Let me go for a walk. Let me admire the flowers, the bees, the birds. Let me speak what I want and what I need into the universe. And see, you never do that when you hear bad news. Immediately you get caught up in your feelings. So wrong. So wrong. And when you're down there, you're going to get the wrong crew. You're going to get the wrong attraction. And that's where you get misled. Okay? Listen to music. You know those chords. 432 hertz is a healing chord. 528. 826, I think it is It's so many healing chords. All you have to do is just say chords or hertz for healing, hertz for happiness, and that's HZ. And you will see how your life can change. Your mood, your mood in an instant. Music can change your your mood. Think about David, King David, Solomon's dad, King Solomon's dad. When he was vexed with spirits or when he was sick, he would have them to come in with instruments to play, get the funk off of him. He felt so much better. So it does make a difference. Laughter, put on a good comedy, but some of us are too deep for that. Get an old episode of Wild and Out and raise your vibration. Laughter is good for the soul and the heart. Take the load off your heart, honey. Get the pressure off your heart. In laughter, things will change. Call somebody, not somebody in the same situation you're in. Don't call that girlfriend that just had a big breakup and you're in one. Don't call that person that's struggling and battling a sickness and you are. Because I'm telling you, you guys are not gonna, unless that person's vibrating in a high level of vibration and in healing herself or himself. But I suggest that you find friends, animal, go and get something that when you're sad, this person can pick up on your moods, your emotions. And believe it or not, cats are really good for that. If you have a cat, something's going on with you in the spirit, the cat will just get right up under your leg, wrap itself around you, and stay there until it feels that your situation has changed or until that spirit has been driven off. But you got to know how to save yourself. Again, an animal, a person that's vibrating really high, give them a call. Just tell them, hey, I'm kind of sort of going into the dumps and I need somebody to help me raise my vibration. Those are things you never talk about, but you need to start. Meditation. This is one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about. It's very important that we start meditating and do it as often as we can. A lot of you guys are doing it at night. It's okay. Some of you are doing it when you're sleeping. It's okay because your subconscious, which has already been programmed since you were a little child, third trimester in your mother's womb, you were getting downloads of programs, and then you begin to see your family and you begin to get more programs. Now you're into a spiritual phase of consciousness, and now you're able to do something about it. So while you're sleeping, you can get earbuds, put on something, because your consciousness leaves when you go off into your sleep with your spirit guide. All that's left is your subconscious, which is a silent eavesdropper. Do not have your TV on, some old nasty movie or the news, because it's recording and it's getting into your cells and it's going to be a part of the program in your DNA of fear and terror. So the news the news is not a bearer of good news. So you'll be wondering why you feel really like, and then I had a dream somebody got shot and killed. I guess so. That's all the news is talking about now. So you want to make sure that you, upon your rising, that you're in meditation. One of my advices to you guys is these phones have now, a lot of phones are on 5G. The frequencies are so bad, and that can mess with your concentration. But what Source told me to tell most of you is to begin to meditate in silence, have you some Palo Santo or some type of herb burning, and just sit in silence and maybe start chanting, okay? Yod, He, Va, He, earth, air, fire, and water, and just repeat it or chant the chants for different chakras. If you're needing more creativity, do the chant for more creativity. And I forget what that is, but I know one of them, I think the root chakra, one of them is Vam, begin to just, and you see when you do that, your brain vibrates. And I'm thinking that's probably for your crown chakra. Okay? And also because these phones and these electronics can throw off your concentration. It's a lot of frequency, even in your cars. Because everything now, Wi-Fi, everything has all those different electronics and things are carrying such high frequencies, and that can mess with your connection with source, okay? Focus on positive outcome. So begin to visualize. I would say for that one, just begin to visualize things getting better. Sometimes when you're in a rut, that's all you see. You're just there and you're just waiting for the next best thing to happen. It doesn't work that way, because that trial or that situation or that woe is going to come back around and you're going to be waiting again, because it knows you didn't know how to handle it. Begin to start studying. Get you a book. Begin to get a spiritual book. Just say how to enhance my spirituality. On the internet, guys, the internet is good for so many things, and so many things it cannot be good for. But pull your resources. And then volunteering. Ask somebody, hey, do you need help at the women's shelter? It always feels rewarding when you're able to help somebody. You got a friend that's moving the weekend. Somebody needs to clean out their closet. Or you got a friend that never gets a chance to go anywhere. She has little small babies. Ask her, say, hey, would you like a hand? These things are very rewarding for you. It makes you feel good helping somebody else. And then lastly, begin to understand how to nurture yourself. So if you're in a funk, or if you're, sick, battling some type of sickness or disease, guess what? There's so many ways to make yourself feel good. Okay, and if you don't physically go somewhere for anybody to give you a massage, or to, have your nails done, get a facial, or get a new hairstyle or something to just make you feel really good, then guess what? You got to begin to declare, to see yourself whole, well. Okay, you got to begin to know everything doesn't cost. So you can make self-care at your house. Run you a nice a warm bathtub of Epsom salt, and just relax. Bath bombs or whatever. But begin to nurture yourself. Begin to tell yourself, I love you. I'm sorry. Oh, ho'oponopono. Begin to do that. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. Begin to go all the way from your head all the way down to your toes, complimenting and thanking your body, your organs, just for being a part of who you are, just for being your temple and allowing your spirit to be there. Okay, so that was just something to help you with your vibrations. We're getting ready to start your card reading now. And I'm gonna do I'm gonna do 2 cards, and she'll do 2 cards, because we're already at 32 minutes. And I know you guys have been anxiously waiting. I'm gonna see if I can turn this camera over so you can see the candles. Okay, and so I've spoke the petition and prayed over your candles, asking Source. I prayed the 68 spell from the Book of the Dead, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and I feel really positive about some of the things that you guys are going through. That Source is definitely going to meet your needs. But again, we got to do something about our situations. So Source, the essence of Source is running through us, and we are truly creators. So I don't know why we're sitting in a funk. You can create your own reality. So this is the time that you need to get up off your hind parts and make some things happen. You need to declare and decree that today is the best day of your life. And no matter what it looks like or it feels like, I do it all the time. I'm telling you, you guys could not imagine. It was times when my children were young and I was going through situations in a very abusive relationship, not one black eye, but 2, honey. And I would just put on my shades and continue to go. Went to church, and one of my best, dearest mother friends came up to me and saw on the side of my shades that I had black eyes and asked me to come and live with her. My show didn't stop because, I was getting my tail whooped. Okay, no, didn't stop. Didn't stop when I got divorces. Nope. I go through things every day. Nobody ever hear me say anything about it. You know why? Because I don't want that shit to grow. I'm not getting ready to do this. If you didn't know me, you think I have a perfect life, and in the spirit I do. You know why? Because I'm learning how to master that bullshit. I'm learning how to master it. I'm like, you know what? It doesn't feel good, but I tell you what, this too shall pass. And I got the light team behind me, and I'm gonna tell you something, they ain't no punks. And if it goes down, it's because Source is teaching me a lesson, and somebody else need to have the advantage this time, because you're not gonna win every go round. I'm just here to tell you that you're not gonna win every time. You gotta learn how to bow out gracefully. Some things is not your fight, and it's okay. You shouldn't be pitching a fit anyways, because you shouldn't have any resistance, because there is abundance in Mother. You'll never ever know. Honey, it's some days I don't even want to get out of the bed, situations going on. But when I realize that somebody needs it more than me, I cleanse, I give myself meditation, affirmations, pep talks, I listen to my mentors, and honey, I push that shit right on up and go bless somebody. And then I realize I'm out of my rut. Sometimes that's the only way you're gonna get it. But this harvest moon is whooping some asses. Because you know you did something wrong. You know you was wrong this last season. You know you was out of order. You know you wasn't right. Go on and just say it. You know you wasn't right. So Source is dealing with you. Okay? All right. I'm going to spell out Patreon. That's how we'll know these cards are for you. Oh, yeah. And so Source will back me up. I don't never have to worry about whether my messages are on point, because I'll already tell you right now, all the way, always, Source will back me up. And the first two cards that I pulled are the Son of Cups. And when we talk about cups, we're talking about emotions and relationships. And then I have the swords. I have the Seven of Swords. And when we talk about the Seven of Swords, we're talking about conflict and intellect. So we talked about all of that just a minute ago when I was speaking to you guys. But I'm reading from the Wild Unknown Tarot Guidebook, and this is Kim Krans. Okay, very awesome author, a divine and intuitive being. I love her books. She's an awesome author. Okay, so let's talk about what the Son of Cups has to say, because it's important that we honor this being, in which she is very, very powerful. And so the Son of Cups, according to Kim Krans, says, like all of the Cups family, the Son truly excels within the arts. He's usually a musician or a visual artist of some kind, and he finds success within his field. His natural tendency to look inward adds to his charm and his mystique. To others, he may seem secretive and even peaceful, while deep inside he carries a dark kernel of intensity. That's kind of like what I just told you guys about myself, right? So you never ever know what's going on within, dealing with so much intensity, so much going on within. But you also know that this person is very artistic. As they said, he's usually a musician, a visual artist of some kind, because he's got to be a manifester. But it says here his natural tendency to look inward adds to his charm and mystique. He's a mysterious person, okay? And to others, this person may seem very secretive. But it's not that this person is so much secretive. And then, you know, again, mystery. Very peaceful. You're trying to figure this person out. But guess what? This person has learned how to kind of master or to kind of go with the flow of things. When we're talking about cups, we're talking about the element of water. This person has pretty much learned how to deal with the situation. Okay? Now, no matter what you're going through, this backs up everything I said. You got to find the arts, something that you're really good at. Whatever, I was reading a message, I'm sorry. Whatever it is, you may have an intensity, a storm going on within you. It could be a relationship, it could be your emotions, but you got to find something that you're extremely good at. When you're in that slump, you need to start, because I call it shadow work. You're there for a reason, and you're going to be powerful in that moment because you have so much emotions going on. You have so much fire burning. Whatever it is, if you would put this element into work, you'll be surprised of the masterpiece that you could possibly create with the intensity that's within yourself, instead of just giving up and laying down. The other card, a very sly fox there, sitting on the swords, but got 6 swords lingering on top of his head. That's very interesting, huh? Well, let's talk about it, because I'm sure that Kim Kranz has a lot to say about it. Again, secrets. I'm feeling like this card is kind of more so along the line of secrecy. How about that? So it says 6 of swords hang in plain view, while the 7th is tucked under the sly fox's tail. Sly fox, right? And so so the story goes of the 7 of swords, a secret is being kept. You're either the keeper of the secret or the one the secret's being kept from. And it's time to identify which. Deceit and avoidance linger in the air. So with some of us, somebody's being deceitful. And avoiding. What are you avoiding? Somebody's avoiding somebody. Why are you avoiding? Or if it's you, why are you avoiding that person? Why are you keeping secrets? Face the cause of secrecy or risk ostracizing yourself. Face it. Go ahead and face it. Stop it. If you're feeling a certain way, if you got something on your mind, stop playing these little childish games. Come forward. Because if you're the person the secret's being kept from, it does not feel good when somebody's lying and holding information back. Be bold enough to come and tell me what's going on. Either way, we need to know so we can move forward. And that's everything we just kind of talked about. But this, I don't know who this card is for. I'm kind of feeling it, but I know it's more than myself. But I'm okay with the secrets. It's not going to hurt me because Spirit always shows us everything. We're never left in the dark about nothing, especially those that are in the flow of Spirit. If you're in the flow with Source, you see and you ride the wave. You're not going to get emotional about nothing stupid, no bullshit, because first of all, if Source shows you whatever it is, and if Source doesn't allow you to get carried away with the situation, it's not because you're not an empath. Source is just saying, listen, this person, this is their situation. Let them work it out. You guys could not imagine how many times I have people come in my inbox. Mama Yaffa, I've been evicted. Me and my children out. My family won't let me in, and I just need to. Well, guess what, sweetheart? You need to do a spiritual bath. I can't worry. I can't take on everybody's problems. I have over 3,000 more clients. Do you think I'm getting ready to take on all that shit? And when these people have clearly made their beds and Source is saying now is the time and the season that they lie in it, and if you put your hands in their doings, you're going to go down too. And I will not. When you're in the flow of source, you're riding on source's energy. Source is not going to allow you to get your panties in a wad, your underwear in a wad over things that's not your business. Okay? Some things you're not supposed to touch. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. And there are times when source says, help them. Do this. Do that. More often than not. And I'm very sensitive to that situation. But I'm telling you what I know because I've done this for so very long. I'm not a fly-by-night, awakened, conscious person. I've been in the spirit. I've been seeing for years. I came here seeing. I never lost my sight. Even when I was in the religion, traditional setting, I never, ever lost my sight. I was seeing then. I would see people that was right, and I was seeing people that were wrong. My eyes have always been able to see, and I'm so ever so grateful for that because the gifts come without repentance. I'm a gifted individual. I'm not patting myself on the back, but I'm introducing myself to you for those of you that don't know me. I didn't just get here like some of these people start reading tarot and realizing that, oh, I'm intuitive. That's not me. I already knew a long time ago I was helping people in their situations when I was in my teens. I was singing and prophesying to people in church when I was 7 years old. The mothers of the church loved me, brought me candy every Sunday. My siblings would get mad and they would tell me, if you want to share, baby, you share your bag of candy. The mothers of the church loved me. So I had angels protecting me all along. I'm just telling you. You could believe me or you could say, oh, Mama Yaffa or Yaffa is just talking. I'm not blowing smoke. I'm telling you what I know. But I stay in a place where Source can always deal with me. I stay open. Now I'm going to let Courtney give you guys hers, and I'm going to digress. And I love you guys. I'm so excited about what we're doing and you guys being connected with us. We have had so much going on. That's why we have not been able to reach out to you guys since before the retreat, is because we've moved, not just one place. I moved my home. I've moved my business. I had a retreat. I came back the week after that to kind of rest up. I've still been on the move because some other things are coming up. But guess what? Out of all that, I still stand and I'm smiling. My body, that was the other thing, the workouts. So I'm implementing my workouts. I'm going to get things back on schedule. We'll probably be meeting on every Sunday, and I'll be sending you guys some stuff through the week. But I just want to let you know, if you hang in there with me, we're going to ride this out into the sunset. I promise you that. And I've always told you guys, if you ever come up short, just say something. Yaffa, I want to stay on Patreon. Can you help me with my $3.99? I'll be more than happy to assist. I love you, and I truly, honestly appreciate you. And when I meditate and I'm doing my affirmations, I'm always including those that are connected to me. And I do believe that you are. If you were not, you would not be willing to do what you do. I'm going to tell you something, and I'm not bragging, and I ain't going to put this person on Front Street. They know who they are. But I have one individual every Friday, Source have them to drop a seed offering into my Cash App. This person said, when we were in church and people gave us information and we ate from them, we would give them a 10%. But this person said, I understand all of that, but because you feed so many people and I eat from your food, I eat from your table, I just want to acknowledge you and honor you. And I can't tell you what that means to me. And this person has not skipped a beat. I mean, just always consistent with what he does. And I just want to say thank you. And every chance I get, Source, give him wisdom, give him knowledge, lift him up, keep him up, make him shine, hold him up, angels. I'm telling you, and not just him, but all of you guys, because every single month, $3.99 come out of your pockets, and I'm grateful.
Okay, so I'm reading from a new deck. It's called the Cat Tarot, and it's by Megan Knott or Cott. And the two cards I pulled, first one is Ace of Wands. So, and Ace of Wands is like your desire of element of fire, and this one talks about creativity being in the air. It says along with a rainbow of possibilities. So you see the rainbow here with all the colors. This is a time of new beginnings. Yes, it is, because we just talked about the full moon, this harvest moon, about being able to put get all that you can out of this moon, all the good energy that you can. Since it is upright, it says, beware of letting ambition cause you to reach for too much. New ventures can promise wonderful, colorful, creative work, but there is danger of becoming impatient, overwhelmed, or overbearing. So somebody need to be patient, or this can go out for everybody. To be patient because it's coming. I mean, you just gotta keep going. What's the word I'm trying to use? Like, don't give up, but don't let your current situation make you feel like oh, nothing is happening. Is what they're saying. And don't participate in don't participate or don't get involved or too attached to certain relationships and situations, because those are not for you to deal with. You'll know when it's time for you to step in, when it's time for you to step out. So don't get involved in too much, because you're gonna get drained if you do. This is actually, I thought it was cups. I'm learning this is a new one. So this is the Three of Swords, and it represents intersection of our hearts and our intellect, so our mindset and our heart chakra. It's upright again, so it says there's no pussyfooting around this one. There's emotional pain on the horizon, a piercing of the heart, and you see how the cat is biting through the heart. It hurts, and there's nothing to do but feel the feelings. And you just said this, make time to cry. Y'all even you can't heal until you get it all out. And it says, remember, pain is sometimes necessary for growth. So let it go is what it's saying. You can release any way you can, like she just said, movies, music, art, talking to someone, because if not, it's going to build up. And I see where these cards are coming into play now, because you getting too overwhelmed, and then you're going to end up in a bad place as in energy wise, and then that can tear all things down, and you don't want to do that. So that's all I have.
Go ahead, Linda.